Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side. The man who rules the world takes on an agent from the CIA from the Black Boule in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Historical Men in Crisis. One of my viewers wanted me to do another installment in the Historical Men in Crisis series. And for this installment in the Historical Men in Crisis series, I'm going to be talking about reality star Nathan Griffith. Now, Nathan Griffith was the second baby daddy to Jenelle Evans on the reality show Teen Mom. And Nathan Griffith becoming the second baby daddy to Jenelle Evans definitely shows me that he was a textbook beta male, like I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis, and on the road to being a man in crisis, not only because he followed the dysfunctional paradigm of getting involved with a single mother, but because he just did not know how to function as a man due to the dysfunctional way he was raised. Now, Nathan Griffith basically started on the road to being a man in crisis ever since he was born, due to the fact that he grew up with a mother who raised him as a single mother, and without a father in the home to show Nathan Griffith a model for manhood, or show him and teach him male life skills or male survival skills. He learned all of his models for life from his mother, and that foundation basically put him on a road to being dysfunctional, because the way the world works is completely different for a man than it is for a woman. And with him being raised by a single mother, he learned female life skills and female survival skills. Moreover, he also learned how to socialize and behave just like a woman from his single mother, and that basically made it where he just did not know how to do things like men do, like navigate through his emotions. And this is what led to him getting into a lot of arguments that were just unnecessary with Jenelle Evans, and also leads to him getting extremely emotional. And because Nathan Griffith gets extremely emotional, what this has basically led to him falling down a paradigm of failure in his life as related to his personal and professional life. Now, as related to Nathan Griffith, he basically was trying to get himself together as related to his overall life. He thought that he could enter the military, and that the military would be a place that would basically help him mold himself into a man by being around other men. Unfortunately, the military was not able to help Nathan Griffith, because when it comes to boy's development, a boy's development into a man basically starts real early, and the early days when a father is actively involved in his son's life can be the difference between a boy becoming a healthy man or a man in crisis. And sadly, because Nathan Griffith didn't get that foundation in seeing a man model manhood for him at an early age, what happened with Nathan Griffith is that he basically wound up getting on the road to being a man in crisis, and the military could not teach him those male life skills, like having intangibles of manhood as related to his character, such as dignity, self-respect, and self-worth, nor could they teach him about male life skills like being able to have discipline and self-control as related to navigating through his emotions, or be able to go out here and be able to work with male authority figures in certain situations, or be able to function as related to taking the lead in a relationship. This is where Nathan basically did not get that foundation in those male life skills that most men get from their fathers. And because he got these skills from his mother, this is what led to him being on a pattern where he just basically is not able to be stable at all because he doesn't know how to lead anything. And that basically shown me by the pattern of behavior that he participates in as related to his relationships. Now, when it comes to Nathan Griffith, he basically reminds me a lot of the black male pookies in the black community who have been basically growing up with a mother who shelters and coddles their boys, because they basically, this is how women nurture boys, because it's the father who teaches discipline. And sadly, because Nathan didn't get any discipline, his mother coddled and sheltered him, no different than the black male pookies or the Asian F-boys that YouTuber Liana Kia makes fun of. And the whole thing is with Nathan Griffith, because this white male had his mother coddling him and sheltering him. This is what led to him not being able to be the leader in the relationship. And this is why he's had a series of failed relationships, because after he was in the military, he then decided to get married to April Stevens. And then after that marriage basically failed, and I can possibly speculate that that marriage basically failed because Nathan Griffith really does not know how to lead as a man, and because he does not know how to lead as a man, women just don't respect him. And since women don't respect him, they most of the women he gets involved with are predatory, and those women basically see him as a tool. They see him as a tool they can go out here and use to get from point A to point B. And as they go out here and see him as a tool that they can go out here and use as to get from point A to point B, this is where they basically see, oh, this guy's in the military, he's making good money. Well, we can go out here and marry this guy. That's what I think happened with Allison Stevens. She basically thought, oh, I'll get with this guy. And basically, she had a kid with him and then got on child support, possibly on him. And that basically took a chunk out of his money. But what really shows me that Nathan Griffith has no leadership skills is after getting out of that failed marriage, what he does is get involved with Jenelle Evans, a single mother, which shows me that, again, he doesn't know how to be a man, because smart men do not get involved with single mothers. No, smart men don't get involved with a single mother at all. No, when it comes to a smart man basically avoids getting involved with a single mother because he knows that there's just nothing but dysfunction and chaos with this woman. But that didn't stop Nathan Griffith from getting involved with Jenelle Evans. And as their relationship came together, this is where their relationship basically was, again, a complete disaster. Because one, Nathan did not know how to lead, and Nathan basically just did not know how to function as a man. And that situation was exacerbated because he was involved with a single mother. And as he got involved with this single mom and started to get involved with her and her child, things got worse as he got involved with her. And as he got involved with her, she basically was not in a place where she could be a helpmeet to him, but a hindrance. And he also was carrying baggage from his previous relationship where he had a child. So this situation was like gasoline and a lit match, and everything was set to fall apart because eventually Nathan was becoming frustrated because he could not be the priority in Jenelle Evans' relationship, because he could not be seen as a leader that she respected, because she already had the spirit and DNA of another man inside of her and had soul ties from another man. And she basically could not pair bond with him in a relationship, but he kept thinking that he could make this work. Unfortunately, like I talk about in my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, whenever you try to keep forcing a connection when it's not there, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to break. And basically, Nathan Griffith wound up breaking. And as he wound up breaking, he basically got into situations where there were intense arguments, just like the ones he saw his mother having with other people. And as he was having these arguments, things eventually escalated into domestic violence. And as they escalated into domestic violence and verbal abuse, again, this basically led to Nathan winding up on the road to being arrested numerous times, and arrested numerous times in the relationship for things like pinning her to the toilet to remove an engagement ring, and basically led to him going after that relation, as related to their relationship, again, a whole pattern of domestic violence, because the problem with Nathan Griffith is he just didn't know how to function as a man as related to critical thinking and conflict resolution. That's what he just did not understand. He did not understand how to critically think about the bigger picture as related to life, and understanding that when it comes to certain women, you just don't get involved with women like a Jenelle Evans. Again, you don't get involved with a woman who already is a single mother, and you don't get involved with a woman who's a single mother because, one, she's already got a soul tie to another man, and two, you don't get involved with her because she's already connected to another man and already has obligations to him. So getting involved with a woman who's already connected to another man puts you in a very perilous situation, because that woman will not follow your lead, that woman will not respect you, that woman will not be able to cooperate with you. Yeah, she may be very attractive because she had a child when she was younger, but the whole thing is that this woman is not a woman who's suitable to be a helpmeet or a partner in a relationship. And Nathan Griffith didn't understand this because he didn't have a father or other men in his life to sit down and teach him, hey, don't get involved with no single mom. But he decided to get involved with a single mom because he saw that that was his mother's model, and he thought he could get a woman just like his mom. Now, when it comes to many beta males, because they see a woman, the first woman in their life is their mother, and their mother is out here a single mom, they go subconsciously looking for that kind of woman, not understanding that that kind of woman is not good for you, and not good for you because this woman already is dysfunctional, and all you're going to do is basically replicate that dysfunction in your own relationship. And what happened with Nathan Griffith is, as he got involved with Jenelle Evans, he basically became a two-time baby daddy, having two kids by two different women, and having two children by two different women. And sadly, neither relationship was a functional one. And even after he wound up having that relationship with Jenelle Evans that wound up falling apart, he then wound up getting involved with another woman, never seeing that the common denominator for all of his failed relationships is him, and the common denominator for all of his relationships failing is him, because he basically learned dysfunction from his mother. And this is what basically led to him getting involved with another woman, Jessica Henry, the woman after Jenelle Evans. And after he got involved with her, he basically got arrested again for domestic violence. And as he got arrested again for domestic violence, it basically shows me that when it comes to Nathan Griffith, he doesn't really learn anything. But beta males never learn, because their whole approach to life is doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result. Now, the world calls that insanity, but for the beta male, everything they're doing is perfectly logical. Everything for the beta male is perfectly logical, because they believe if they try again and try with somebody different, they will get a different result. But they don't see that their pattern of having relationships is the main reason why all their relationships are failing. The main reason why all of their relationships are failing is them, and it's them because they don't know how to function. And when it comes down to Nathan Griffith, he doesn't know. He has a pattern of, again, being not in a place of leadership, but basically he's out here doing things like, again, not showing any sort of leadership. He basically pulls a lot of stunts, starts a lot of drama, because basically he's insecure about being a man. He's insecure about being a man and doesn't know how to be a man. And he doesn't see that the pattern and paradigm that he's following is basically making it where he doesn't know how to function. And again, as he becomes more frustrated about things, what happens with Nathan Griffith is that he goes through this pattern, this cycle of self-destruction, where he basically gets frustrated about trying to make life work as a man using these female life skills, and that leads to him looking to escape to a bottle. And as he looks to escape into a bottle, because addiction is something that a lot of beta males participate in when they're trying to make life work and things aren't working, they look to escape through vices, and as they look to escape through vices, what they do is go out here and start drinking, but the drinking leads to them in a vicious cycle where people get frustrated with them as related to their inability to lead. This leads to them getting into arguments, and then eventually the arguments escalate into violence, and then this leads to law enforcement coming in, and this is why Nathan Griffith is constantly in and out of jail, basically with each of his partners, because he just hasn't figured out that the issue with him is that he has no male life skills, has no male survival skills, does not know how to function as a man, and this is something he didn't get at an early age, and basically has led to him being on the road to basically on the same pattern as black male pookies or Asian F-boys because of the dysfunctional way he was raised inside of a single mother household, and basically proves that when it comes to single mothers, they cannot raise a boy to be a man. No, when it comes to the single mother, they can't raise a boy to be a man. And Nathan Griffith is a textbook example of what happens when boys are raised by single mothers who are the mother and the father. You don't get a boy who's a functional man. No, what you get is a man in crisis who causes chaos in the lives of all of the people he gets involved with because he grew up without structure, and without that structure, he basically is a child of the corn that grows up like a stalk. And as he grows up like a stalk, what happens to that male is he winds up a man in crisis who basically cannot function as a man, and makes, again, a vicious cycle as related to not only the paradigm of his life, but the paradigm of his children's lives, because instead of the children seeing a man who can go out here and take the lead and establish structure for his family and teach his children how to function in life, what they see is a beta male who basically is controlled by his emotions, acts impulsively on his feelings, gets into melodramatic behavior, and goes out here and again, and because he doesn't know how to again work through his feelings, simmers and boils in anger and explodes in rage and pulls stunts that again yank the rug out from other people as related to their lives, and all of the chaos he creates basically leads to the next generation, which are his children, winding up on the road to becoming men and women in crisis like his son and his daughter by those two different baby mamas. And basically what happens when two guys like Nathan Griffith is that they're not really good fathers, and they don't really go out here and do a good job of raising their children to become healthy boys and girls, but make sure that their kids wind up becoming the next generation of men and women in crisis, because when it comes to the beta male is a worse father than having no father at all, because he basically, again, looks to compete with his children because he himself is just like a child because he hasn't learned how to be a man, and that's why he's a man in crisis. Now, this was a video requested by a viewer, and if you want to request a video, you can send a donation for a minimum of $15 to the PayPal or the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. And if I can research something on that person, I will make that video for you. And if you want to learn what leads to guys like Nathan Griffith winding up on the road to becoming a man in crisis and work towards breaking out of this pattern of dysfunctional behavior, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find it at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are struggling to find their way in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy of The Man Crisis in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.